Welcome to Rival 1. In this video, we'll be taking a look at Rival 1's low latency spreader, which can be used to spread between products at the same exchange. Or, in the case that we're going to look at today, we can create synthetic instruments to spread between products on different exchanges. We're presented with a unique opportunity due to newly listed contracts at the Coin-Based Derivatives Exchange, formerly known as FairX. On the left-hand side of our workspace, we see a ladder for the BIT contract. This is the nano Bitcoin future, which represents 1/100th of a full Bitcoin future, newly listed at the Coin-Based Derivatives Exchange. In the center ladder, we see MBT, which is the micro Bitcoin contract listed at the CME. The micro Bitcoin contract has a size of 1/10th of a Bitcoin future contract. We'll be creating a synthetic spread to spread between these two. We'll start by creating a new spread from our spreader window. Let's give it an easy name like Bitcoin. Because both legs tick in $5 increments, we'll make that the tick size for our synthetic spread as well. And we'll add our legs. For the first leg, we'll use the BIT contract at Coin-Based Derivatives Exchange. And our second leg will be the micro Bitcoin contract MBT at the CME. We will be buying one and selling the other. Since we'll be creating two-sided markets, the direction of the legs doesn't matter in this case. However, because the nano Bitcoin contract BIT is 1/100th of a Bitcoin, whereas the micro is 1/10th, we're going to need to trade this in a 10x1 configuration to create a full hedge. For every one micro contract we trade, we'll execute 10 nano Bitcoin contracts. The price of each contract is the same, so we're going to leave our price multiplier at 1-to-1, which will create a synthetic instrument around a price of even money. We want to quote the more illiquid leg and hedge the more liquid leg. So we are going to hedge with the CME contract and quote the BIT contract. Note that despite the fact that there are larger numbers, a bigger size on the nano Bitcoin contract, we need to remember that this is actually 1/10th the size. So the total volume represented is actually larger at CME. So we're treating that as the more liquid contract. The throttle ticks are sometimes referred to as slop and determine how frequently our spread will be repriced due to movements in the market. Let's set those throttles to 0 so that we get each and every price movement captured. Hedge tick offset represents the number of ticks we're willing to pay up on our hedge leg to ensure that we don't get hung. We'll leave that at 0 for now. We'll save our spread, and we see in our spreader window a bid of -$5 and an offer of $10 in our synthetic spread. We want to view this in a ladder though, rather than in the spreader window. So I'm going to drag this contract and create a brand new ladder here next to our other two. Resize our workspace a bit, and we can see that we now have ladders set up for the nano Bitcoin contract, the micro Bitcoin contract, and finally our synthetic spread, Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and enter a couple of orders. We'll trade 5 lots. So we'll enter a 5 lot on the bid. I'm going to enter it away from the market so we can see the order working, and we'll adjust it later to get a fill. So we'll enter a 5 lot on the bid, and we'll enter a 5 lot on the offer. Because this is a synthetic instrument, we can see that our quote orders are working, 50 lots. That represents the 10 times multiplier we put in our spreader configuration. So as the price of the micro Bitcoin contract moves, our quotes in the nano Bitcoin contract will update. We can see in our order book that the only orders working in the market are the quote orders. We see our 50 lots working. We see nothing working in the micro Bitcoin contract because we have not hedged it yet. But we do see the parent order, our spread name Bitcoin, working 5 lots at $25 and -$25. Let's go ahead and drag one of these to the market so we can get a fill and observe what happens on a fill. I'm going to drag our 5 lot bid all the way up to the best offer, and we're going to see our spread begin to get filled. As we get filled, we can see the partials displayed in the order book, and of course the full spread displayed in the trade book. We can see our average buy price on the nano Bitcoin contract, $7.45, and our average sell price in the micro Bitcoin contract, $7.40. In this case, we gave up the $5 to get the execution. Note also that in the trade book, we see by default only the parent fill. However, we can expand this using our expander to see each individual leg fill. We see that the spreads are associated with the parent Bitcoin contract, and we see each spread trade at the price entered and the price executed. We can leave more orders working in this spread as we choose, and look to take advantage of any price inefficiencies in the market. As you can see, Rival One's connectivity to Coinbase Derivatives Exchange, as well as the spreader tool, allow for trading opportunities that were not previously available.